watching Star Session, and I'm your host, Chairperson Kasela. I'm with Mr. Solwezi, the CDF chairman for Solwezi Grants. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Kasela.
It's good to have you on the show.
I'm also happy to be here.
Sir, maybe you can just tell us a bit of your background. Who is Mr. Solwezi?
Yeah, Mr. Solwezi is coming from the teaching fraternity. Solwezi was a teacher at one time, and then later on he was also a lecturer at Solwezi Teachers Training College. Not only that, Mr. Solwezi has also lectured in other colleges like Nkana College of Education, Zamco. Mr. Solwezi at one time was the District Education Standards Officer for Solwezi District. And then he was also appointed District Administrative Officer for Kasempa. And eventually Mr. Solwezi was again, during the Manawasa regime, appointed by the Public Service Commission as a district commissioner for Zambezi, and from there that is where Mr. Solwezi actually retired. And now Mr. Solwezi is the CDFC chairperson for Solwezi Central Constituency, and I'm also the board chairman for Solwezi Teachers Training College Board.
That's good. Yeah, that's a very nice CV. I might say. So, Mr. Solwezi would want to know how much are we receiving CDF for Solwezi Central?
We received 36 million, 36.1 million. That is what we received for this year, 2025.
When was the first time we received CDF?
CDF has a long way. It started in 1995 for the UPND was in power. It started in 1995, and the aim of that particular thing was to make MPs and their members in their local communities come together, make decisions on what they should actually do in terms of implementing projects and programs. But then the money was not enough. Yes. And of course, that was after the approval of the National Assembly. And as time went by, in 2016, there was a law which was passed to just try to strengthen the Constituency Development Fund. And then in 2018, there was a law which is Act number 11 of 2018, was actually brought into force in order to now mandate the communities on how they should manage, disburse, utilization, and account for the money. And that time, the scope of money was also growing. But suffice to say that CDF is the only program that I've seen which is actually enhancing decentralization. You know, when we talk about decentralization, we're saying they are moving certain things from the central part. For example, from Lusaka, now decision-making is being taken to the people in the peripheral. So what do I mean? Devolution of power. The government is saying now let the people make decisions for their own livelihood. Let them decide on their own what they want done, when they want it done, how they want it done. This is what actually government is all about. And right now when we talk about CDF, it is everywhere. Every constituency has its own CDF package. Like Solwezi Central, we have our own CDF package, and this package has been given to the people of Solwezi Central so that in their various zones, in their various wards, in their constituency, they should be able to make decisions on what they want, not what other people want, and how they should implement what they want. So this is actually what CDF is all about. It's about devolution of power from the center to the outskirts of this nation. So the power is being given to the people at constituency level.
How much did we receive?
2021, that is before the advent of the UPND.
Yes, yes.
It was 1.6. And even then, not every constituency was receiving that money. If we ask the members of parliament today, it was very selective before 2021. The government then used to give CDF to constituencies which were pro-government. But from 2021, with the visionary leadership of our president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and his team of the UPND, started increasing. They promised the people that we are going to increase CDF. If you remember, it moved from 25 million, then to 28 million, later it went to 30 million, and now it is at 36 million. So you see, the growth in scope of of the funding and as extended, the extent to which CDF is being experienced by the people. The more money you get, the more projects you do, the more people appreciate. So it's very, very important that as Zambians, as people of Solwezi Central, we should appreciate what our president is doing through his member of parliament, Mr. Stafford Mulusa, and the council through the mayor and the town clerk. The benefits that the people of Solwezi Central are getting as a result of the president of the Republic of Zambia. We must appreciate it. We must applaud, because CDF has never been the way it is in the past. Every Zambian is now benefiting from CDF. As you will see, Kasela, as we go on with your interview, you will discover that a lot of things are being done through CDF. And it's Solwezi Central. I'll give you a lot of things that we are doing in Solwezi Central.
That's a good explanation, I might say. And I would want to know, like, people of Solwezi are complaining about bad roads and water. Why can't you just get all 31.6 million and put it into roads project or water projects?
Kasera, the desire of the president, yes, the desire of the member of parliament for Solwezi Central, the desire of the council, the desire of the CDFC committee is that our people should be furnished with good roads. Our people should be given good water. But you must also understand, and our people must also understand, that Rome was not built in a day. And also there are also some agreements that should be made. Because there's an agreement that where water and sewerage is open, you do not need to bring in other supplies of water. You see what I'm talking about? If you go out in the outskirts, we are supplying water to our people. For example, you go to Kanda. I think you've been there before. Where we have built a clinic and we have put up a solar operated pump where water is being given even to our people in the communities. Now here, it's a question of us, the people of Solwezi Central, involving the council, the MP, the people at the province, to discuss with the water and sewerage to see which way we can go so that we see how to help our people. Right now, of course, our people really need water, and they need good roads. But you see, as I said, Rome was not built in a day. We've started by giving them beautiful classroom blocks, clinics, police posts, even the roads. Right now, we have started working on the Kivuk Road. You are aware, it is one of the roads that we are working on, because the president is talking about feeder roads. Right now, the Kivuk Road and the contractors, I'm saying, should be on site today. So working on the Mitukutuku, Sandangombe Road. Then we also have another road we're opening up. Remember Kiafukuma? The road coming from Kamatete going up to the border between Zambia and Congo, which they call cement, and then you go down as if you go towards the Kamitonte. We are working on those roads. But for the township roads, of course, right now, you have seen some of the township roads are being tarred. And as CDF, we have bought a machine. We are saying where in our compounds here, where the roads are not going to be tarred, we are going to grade them. Gravel roads which are going to be all-weather roads, so that meanwhile, as we wait for the tarring of those roads, we should open up. We should clear the roads. Even the component for water could be there, as I've told you. We have to sit down with water and sewerage and see how we can help our people. Really, water is life. We cannot overlook that. Even the roads are very actually good for our people. So,
Chair, do we have guidelines when you are using CDF, or when you receive money for CDF, or maybe it's just the way you want to use it as a constituency?
No, there are guidelines.
Okay.
There are guidelines. There are components which we are given, which we should follow. I've told you that there are policies.
Yes.
There are guidelines, and we also have the Act of 1 Act of 2024. It also guides us on what to do. The government has given us areas where we can operate from. We are looking at social protection. We look at the youth policy. We have the gender policy. We have the education policy. We have the disability policy. We have a lot of policies. It's these policies that actually guide us on what to do. And within these policies, we have all these that we are looking at. When you look at the education policy, that is where we're talking about school-going children, building schools, giving them desks, what have you. social protection, you've seen the place. We are building police posts. We have given them the vehicles. We are moving in that direction. You come to gender policy. We have made sure that women and the disadvantaged are not let alone. We look at the disability policy. We are also making sure that our brothers who are not able in certain areas must also have access to this. Even in water, there is a component where government is saying water must be supplied to our people.
You've talked of all those things. Do you have percentages for, because I've heard of grants, there is loans, there is bursaries, and projects like schools. Do you have percentages for?
Yes, we have percentage. I think I can quote.
Yes.
I can quote. We have community projects and disaster. That is 60%. You know, when we talk about community projects, right now in Solwezi, we are talking about the schools. We are talking about the clinics. We are talking about the police posts. We are talking about even halls. We are talking about any infrastructure that we feel will enhance the livelihood of our people. Sure. We are also putting up markets. You have seen we are building markets here. And disasters. You go to Kimakole Chiesu. You find there is a bridge there where people are failing to cross. But we are putting up a bridge. That was under disaster. Also the blown up roofs. One of them was to Vanganai and the other one is Mayondi. We are doing that. So that component is where we have infrastructure. Then we have also 20%, which is youth and women empowerment. This is to do with grants. You know, grants is our seed money, which we are giving in the area of cooperatives. Whatever, we are giving this money, 20% to empower our people that are viable, but they cannot do the job because of financial issues. So that 20% goes to that area. Then we have another 20%, which is actually for, I mean, not only that, not only grants, there are also loans there in that 20%. We have grants for the youth and women. Then we have also soft loans. If there is any bank which can compete with CDF, I can bet here, CDF has the lowest rate of interest. You know, the loans that we are giving are called soft loans, whereby a person is given a loan and he only brings back the 5% on top of what he has got. But when you go to these banks, you find 25%, 12%, 30%, but CDF is only 5%. So we have the loan and grant component, which is 20%. Then we have another 20%, which is for secondary boarding and skills training. So this is where you have seen children who are undergoing skills training. Then for boarding, we have 259. So when you look at this, the skills training, we are sending people to institutions like Notec, even in ZAS. You know where ZAS is? Yes. Yes, where they train pilots. Yes. We have 4 of our children there. We have children at Notec, we have children at Nitro, we have children at our Solwezi Grants here. We have children everywhere. And then we have also our boarding schools, children going to boarding schools. We have Mukinge, Mutanda, Meba, Mwinirunga, Zambezi.
So that's a very good explanation, Chair. And I would also want to know, how do you ensure transparency and accountability in the allocation of CDF resources?
That's a very good question, Chiesu. I'm happy that you have come with that. In fact, remember when I talked about the act, that has empowered us to manage and then disembase and then utilization and then accountability. That's accountability. Mm-hmm. So what normally happens is that the projects that we approve or consider come from the wards. The wards give us lists of their projects that they want done. Mm-hmm. And when they come to us as CDF, we look at them. After looking at them, then we consult, of course. We have to consult with the WDCs, with the councillors and so forth. When we have consulted, and also the people, because we don't just go to build. There's what we call also needs assessments, which are conducted. You know, currently CDF does not want to impose anything on anybody. Okay. The people themselves, as I said earlier on, should decide what they want, and when they should do it and where to do it. So when when we receive those, we look at them. Then we go through, we see how viable they are. Then after doing that, we recommend. We approve, we do the approvals and then recommend them to the PLGO, Provincial Local Government Officer at he has a committee there.
Okay.
That committee will go through. Then they will come back to us, say, okay, what you have chosen is the right thing. And that will not be the end. You know, some of the things that we do as a local authority, of course, Solwezi as a local authority, we have been empowered to approve certain projects on our own here. We are a pilot council. So what normally happens is that when we look at those projects and we agree with the words, we agree with everybody, we approve them. So that after approving them, they will not just be there. They will go for what we call evaluation. And the evaluation team there does not only comprise people from the council, CDF, what have you. We have people coming from DEC, people coming from ACC, from the Drug Enforcement Commission, the legal part. They combine with the council officers and our officers to go through and evaluate those projects to see whether they are viable or not. When they see them, they even look at, they are the ones who make recommendations. When they make recommendations, those recommendations come to the procurement committee, which is the final committee of the council, which is shared by the council secretary. So even the procurement committee, when they are sitting, not the procurement, but the procurement department, when they are sitting, they look at fairness. They look at value for money.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Chiesu Kasela, and let's go for a short break, and we'll be right back. What mechanisms are in place to prevent the misuse of CDF?
We are monitoring. We are monitoring, and what is there is that is that CDF is a very good. Has a very good way of spending the money. What we do to contractors, we don't pay. The only payment we give them is the advance payment. The rest of the payments are paid to them after they have done the work. When they do the work, that's when we pay them. If they don't do the work, we don't pay them. You see the agreement which is there. You do the work, you are paid. You don't do the work, you are not paid. So in so doing, the stealing of money is not there. There are also legal implications. When the contractor fails to finish the projects, there are litigations there. We have our council, we have the legal department, which takes them to task so that payments are made. And within ourselves, you see, we have seen these committees. We have the CDF committee, the evaluation committee, procurement committee. All these committees, sure, even if someone wants to steal, how does he steal? I think you have seen how I've been monitoring. Even how the MP is monitoring. You see how the council is monitoring, even the TC himself, and even the mayor. We are all up and running to make sure that no money is stolen. And our councillors are also up there to make sure that the projects are implemented. If the projects are not implemented, what are they going to point to in 2026?
Do our local leaders participate in CDF?
Yes, they do. Let me now tell you.
If they do, in which way?
Now listen, I want to come back. There's something that I omitted. You know that the composition of CDF is very big. The Act number 1 of 2024 has now included, there's a member of parliament, we have the district commissioner, we have the representative from the chief, we have a representative from the church, we have a representative from the civil society organizations, we have a representative from people with disabilities, we have a representative from the women, we have 2 representatives from the youth, a male youth and a female youth. And we have also our people coming, the directors from the council, director of planning, who provides our secretariat, director of finance, director of engineering. Those are the ones who deal with implementation. And then we have also, sometimes we even call our people from the other departments, for example, health, education. If we are dealing with educational matters or we're dealing with health matters, we summon them so to work together. So you see the traditional leadership is represented by that representative. Wherever we go, monitoring is also there. And the church also represented by the representative. Wherever we go, sometimes we also ask them to accompany us. Okay. Just as we do with the media.
So what are some of the challenges that you face in these projects?
You know, the Zambian curriculum has been such that it has been training our people to just go and get white-collar jobs, which is a mentality which we are carrying on now.
Yes.
That's why even now when our president and the new Dawn government started concentrating on skills training, a lot of people were not for it. And most of our children that we have trained, most of them are not they are not getting employed. So that becomes one of the issues. Sometimes you may be training children who may not complete. You pay for a child to do the skills training. Tomorrow you are told this child is not in school. What happens? The money has already been spent. Even some of our children in these boarding schools, you pay for them. Tomorrow you are told they are not there, or they have been transferred to another school. So those are some of the few issues which we are working on.
And how are you addressing those challenges?
This is one of them. Mm-hmm. We are saying for the skills training, as CDF, we are planning big for them. Mm-hmm. You know, some of them are losing interest because they get these skills, they don't do anything. We want to encourage them to form up cooperatives, okay, so that these cooperatives are funded by CDF and then they start implementing our projects.
So, Chair, I would want to know. People in Solwezi are saying that CDF is not doing anything. Maybe I would want you to share the success projects that you've done so far.
Yeah, thank you very much, TSU. I'm very happy to have that question. Well, you know, I'm saying there are many people. Those who are saying CDF is not doing anything, I'm happy for them. They are also helping us to work very hard because they want them to understand, they want them to know that CDF is there. It's an opinion which we should respect. If someone criticizes you negatively or positively, take those criticisms and build on what they are saying. So if you say no, those are just we are not doing the right thing. Yes, there are success stories here we have. If they are saying CDF is not doing anything, I would rather they go to Mushta. They see what is happening there, what we are doing there. They go to Kikombe, they see what those double-story buildings, for the very first time in the northwestern province, and in Solwezi in particular, that people are able to see these double stories. They were never dreamt of. You see, and you know, Tumwangana is one of them. It's coming up. We have started also building at Rodom. Not only that, not only double stories. You go to Kakombe. There is a clinic there, we have put up a maternity wing which we have furnished with everything, every medical equipment. You go to Kapijimpam, the maternity wing is well furnished. The equipment which is there may not even be found in some of the hospitals. You go to the same Muishtara, there is a maternity wing there. We have actually furnished it with equipment. And I was there yesterday. People were complaining, saying, no, in fact, it's very small. But they were saying that was small, but when we entered there, we found no one there. You go to Kanda. There is a clinic there, well furnished with equipment. There is power there, there is water there, and accommodation. Yeah? You go to where? Markets are everywhere. Even here at this place here, you go to Messengers. There's a market there. You go to Kazomba, we are putting up an admission block. Kimasara, an admission block. Kanda Kawama, we are putting up a clinic, a very big clinic, a rural health center, which should be used. What are we doing now? We are saying for Kimasara, we don't want people to go to Solwezi General or General Hospital. They must be admitted there and then they go back. Why should they be competing with the province? Kazomba here, we are putting up an admission one, which we are saying our people in Kazomba must be treated, and if they are seriously sick, let them be admitted to our ward here. Why should they come? Because our aim here is that each clinic in Solwezi Central must have a doctor. And that is what we are aiming at. Eh? So we have also, you go to Mitukutuku, you find there's a 1x3 classroom block for secondary. You go to Sandangombe, 1x3 secondary school classroom block. You go where? We go to Kisarara. There is a 1x3 classroom block there. You go to Kifua, 1x3 classroom block. You everywhere you are going. And right now, I must also tell our brothers and sisters, rural electrification program is started here in Solwezi Central.
Okay.
We want to make sure that we light up certain areas in the rural areas. Like, for example, we are with them there. We have money for that. So we want to make sure that maybe places like this, like these rural places, they must be electrified. We are making sure that we reserve money for CDF for rural electrification. And that also as a place will be one which we may start electrifying in the next year or this year. So we want to make sure that we electrify all these programs. And they must also know, when you go to the palace, the chief's palace, there is a beautiful building there for the chief. It has even offices, even the retainers for houses. You see? So you talked about the traditional leadership. Yes. They are where we have given the traditional leadership a house, and we have also given them also a wonder for the people to move around. Yes. So not only that, wherever you go to any place here. Mashimpi, we are there as the CDF. Kajiwa, we are there as CDF. Kivuku, we are there, we are building a house there which is almost complete. I mean, a school, we are there as CDF. You go to where? Go to, which place can I mention? Kapijimpanga, you go to where? The schools are there.
You know, I wanted to ask you that, why are you just mentioning the school which is just within town? You're not mentioning of projects that are in rural areas.
No,
I'm happy that you've come out, you've started mentioning projects.
Yes, you go to Chafukum.
Yes.
We have a secondary school there. I mentioned that we have teachers' houses. We have a police post there. You go to where? You go to which area would you say that we have not touched? Even here, we have a lot of school classroom blocks. I was just mentioning the double-story buildings, but we have 1x3 classroom blocks everywhere.
So, Chair, this is a question that is coming from people most of the time, that CDF has built a lot of 1x3 classrooms. What was the reason behind it?
The explosion. You know, the policy, the free education policy, has brought back all those children who were not able to attain this education. They have all come back because it's free education. And you see again, I forgot one thing, TSO. Look at the boarding schools now. The government is paying for them through CDF. The parents are not paying anything. And the day schools, there is literally nothing. The children are just going there and coming back. And that explosion has caused us to move in tandem with the numbers of children that are coming back to school. And we have supplied a lot of desks, over 4,000 desks that we are supplying. And we are yet to supply desks again because we are still building and the children are still coming, and we continue to answer the call of our people. So we are everywhere. If you say, where is CDF? If someone says he has not seen it, well, I don't know. Because right now we are giving grants in the communities. We are giving loans in the communities. We are also sponsoring children that are coming from the same communities. Then we are also trying to open up roads everywhere. Now, if you've seen, recently we gave to 99 clubs. We gave them money for CDF. Remember, we are at Citimo. And we are preparing again to give some more loans. We are preparing loans that we give those that have not been, that one, the soft loans. Now, if someone says, no, we can't CDF, well, it's their own right. And you know, we have to accept what people are saying. We don't argue. We are the servants of the people, and we have agreed to service the people. Therefore, if they complain, let us attend to them in a manner that will make them understand and not become more frustrated.
Another question, Chair, that I would want to know is that I would want to know something from you. There are people complaining that when you are selecting students, most of the time it's favoritism that is being used. Do you have numbers? Do you have numbers that you give to these words?
We do. What we have done is that, in fact, not only in student selection, okay, even in the awarding of grants and loans. I think let us look at what is actually obtaining in these words. We have what we call rural words and urban words. urban wards are highly populated. And rural wards are not all that densely populated. So when we are giving, we take into consideration how many children are likely to come from Kivuku ward, how many children are likely to come from Kapijimpanga ward, how many children are likely to come from Kiawama, from Kazomba, from Kimasara. Yes. So because of that, we tend to give shares. So these must be given this because of the population. Now, when it comes to favoritism, the same rule applies. We get the names from the wards. The wards are the ones, people, you know, sometimes the selection, the names are given to us from the wards. The wards list down the names, and when they list those names down, they bring them to us. And then we also go through, we verify with the wards. Say, okay, which children, and at the moment, one thing you have to know is that when they come, we call them to answer. Why this, okay, this, we don't look at the face, we don't look at the word, we look at what you have been given by the word. So when the word comes, we say, these are the people we want to go. We'll just count from where they started, and with the amount that have been given. Okay. So when we say, okay, the amount we have given you is equivalent to the number of children, maybe up to number 40. So what do? If 41, 42, 43 have been left out, are we being? We don't look at the faces. We just look at how many people are supposed to be for this. How many according to the supplies.
Yeah, is Cash for Work under CDF?
Not really, but it's a program. It's a government program. We are at CDF. You see the ones who are in charge at that level. Yes. The WDC chairpersons who are there specifically for CDF, but it's a government program which is running concurrently with the CDF. You see, when a person has not got a grant, we have given them cash for work. That is the way our president has done. He says, I want everybody to be part. No one should be left behind. If they can't get a grant, they will be found in cash for work. If they can't get the fund cash for work and the grant, they will be found in a loan. You see what we are talking about? If they cannot be found in this, maybe one of their children is undergoing training, is being sponsored at school.
So every angle.
Every angle is covered. Because even our brothers with disabilities, you know, I've told you that even in my committee, even at what level, those people are there. Yes. People with disabilities are part of the whatever. The traditional leadership part of they are there. The church is part of it. So what we do now, they are also getting grants. We have given them grants. You go to Holland, they have grants. We are also trying to see how we can help them in terms of skills training. And if we see that there are some people who are not receiving support, CDF is that we can procure wheels for them. Those who are there, wheelchairs for them, so that they can be using. Everybody is benefiting according to this president. So wonderful is President Hakainde Hichilema. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Luwaile. We've come to the conclusion of the show. Remember, you've been watching Star Sessions with me, your host, Chiesu Kasela, and Mr. Luwaile has been my guest. Thank you. Bye-bye.